All right. All right. We are here. NFL Week 7 best bets against the spread. SNS Pigskin Picks. Pratty Sandhu, joined by Jeremiah Sheen. What is going
Hello.
on, Jer?
Oh, everything
Hello.
and everything.
Yeah, I love it. I love it. Well, let's get it right into it, and let's get into your gold pick against the spread.
The Washington Commanders were rolling. They just had their toughest test last week in Baltimore. I think they still did pretty good. They held tight. So I think they're going to win this by at least double digits easily. Carolina's defense is horrible, and they keep showing it. They did have a couple of weeks there where their offense shined a bit, but they're going to continue to lose, and they are in the Shador sweepstakes.
Yes. Yep. They're counting down the games, but yeah, that defense is almost historically bad what they've been doing. So, yeah, that's Commandos minus 7.5 for your gold. And let's move along to my gold pick. Well, speaking of gold, I'm going with the pack, the Green Bay Packers. Swiss cheese, not exactly, but on offense, they've been doing pretty well. And at home, I like them getting under a field goal. They're going up against a nice Texans team, but I think this is a bad spot for Houston. So I'm just going to slide right in and take the pack, and we're going to move along. Silver pick for you, Jer.
The Ravens, they finally found their stride after losing the first two games. They're on a roll.
Yes.
Tampa Bay is a little Heckle and Jekyll. They're either the greatest team or they lose pretty handily. So I'm going for them to lose. Even though it's at home, I think the Ravens still roll, and they win by at least 4.
Yeah, it's a big Monday night game, and I believe both teams are 4-2. I believe, well, I guess both division leaders tied for the division lead. So big game. That's part of the doubleheader. So Ravens 3.5. You're fading your boy Baker.
50 burger Baker.
Okay, well, you're fading the Buccaneers. I'm going to be fading Frank Falcon, and I'm taking that Seattle pathetic defense +3 in ATL.
Wow.
I expect a shootout, and I expect Seattle to get to the quarterback a little bit. And I think they win straight up, but I take them with the points just to be sure. And if Atlanta wins by a touchdown or more, yeah, you got my cash, and I lose. So
you're going to have to get out of this funk sooner or later, huh?
I think so. I think it's just been bad matchups. Like the New York game was on short rest. SF, I think they had like 3 games in 11 days. It was a bad schedule. You know, like NFL is all about positions and like your scheduling, right? So
Metcalf won't stop eating candy. It's just everything, right?
They've had 11 days off. I love the fact that they had the 11 days off. And Atlanta, they took care of Carolina, so they got a little step up in competition. And let's move along.
Yeah,
definitely. Let's move along to bronze pick. What do you got up your sleeve?
The Kansas City Chiefs. Just like Prastradamus says, if anytime you get Mahomes and it's under -3, and then we got points. Andy Reid 19-3 after a bye. I know there's a major revenge factor that will play in this game, and I know the 49ers will want to beat the Chiefs with every fiber in their being, but I think the Chiefs will continue to roll. Maybe and not a perfect season, but yeah.
I read a stat that Mahomes, I think under a plus money, like plus 110, 120, he's like 8-3 lifetime. So
nice.
You know what I mean? I think the books had to make SF the favorite here. And they're at home, coming off a couple of big wins. So SF going to be at home, and there you got the 5-0 defending champs, plus money with points. So good on you, Jer. Well, my bronze pick is going to be one of those classic ugly dogs. It is the Titans of Tennessee, led by Mr. Mayo. They're going into Buffalo. It's the rematch of that flea flicker game. Remember back in the day, Frank Reich and
Yeah.
Tennessee. Yeah. So I expect Tennessee to, this is a bit of a letdown spot for Buffalo. They're on a short
Tennessee's
week.
receivers got to get going here. They got to get going at some
Yeah,
point. There's just too
they
much
got called
talent.
out. Yeah, Ridley was calling out, the team and the coach. And this is a get right spot for Tennessee. I don't expect them to win, obviously, but short week for Buffalo, letdown
Keep
spot
it
after
close.
that emotional game. Yeah, so I think, they keep it on. They keep it, they lose by 8 or 9. I'm happy, as long as they don't just throw like 2 or 3 pick sixes. I like my chances. It's ugly, but someone's got to go with these ugly dogs, and I nominate myself. So those are our spread picks for week 7 against the spread. And let's move along to underdog money line picks, Jer. Give me your underdog week 7.
My underdog pick for this week is no dog at all. It's a big cat. It's a lion. They're rolling. They're putting up crazy points. I know this is a tough divisional game, but I just feel like they have it in them to win at least a close game, if not win by 10. I know Minnesota hasn't lost yet. Strength of schedule, kind of comes into question there. So, yeah, Minnesota gets their first loss, and Detroit continues to roll.
Any concern about the loss of Aiden Hutchinson for Detroit? Like kind of emotional,
Yes, definitely. But they're going to be playing for Aiden. They want to win for him, and this is the NFL. It's next man up, next athletic, huge man. Wanting millions of dollars a year. Going to be going hard. They're going to be going harder. I'm sorry, guys, than the guys that already have the tens of millions of contract. These guys are, they're going to give it everything they got every down, and maybe even, dare I say, make Detroit's defense, a little bit better, even in the long run.
Wow, when they get to the quarterback, they're pretty scary. But I mean, when they don't, they can let up some big plays. But Minnesota's well rested, but this is going to be a step up in competition. I know they beat up on a wounded SF team earlier this year, but this isn't the Jets. So let's see. That's going to be a big game, probably the second biggest game of the week. And my dog is going to be a well rested team, the Dolphins. It is plus 140, I think. I'm fading Anthony Richardson. If this was Joe Flacco starting, I probably wouldn't be going against Indy. But Anthony Richardson, just, the guy's played, 10 games in the NFL? Miami's well rested, and I like them. I like them to get that game plan. And Indy,
Huntley's had a few more practices, maybe
they're
getting
going to
some
get
cohesiveness with his receivers that are supposed to be the best in the league.
I mean, I look at them as very even teams. I look at them as very even teams, and I'm like, I'm getting plus money from Miami off a bye. Yeah, they look like shit most of the year, but hey, maybe they got a little bit of, pot of gold at the rainbow. There's rumors that Tua will be back. And obviously these guys want to make, their Pro Bowls and all-star teams and all that, right? So there's incentive there, I think. So give me the Dolphinos plus 140. And I'm a ride with them. And let's finish up with a little bit of a teaser time. What do you got up your sleeve for your teasers this week, Jer?
We'd have to sit here for a while. But
well, let's just get that short version.
My favorite one that I threw down the most on is a 7-point teaser.
Yeah.
It has Kansas City plus 8, and the Washington Commanders. My gold pick.
Pick them.
Just win. Minus half a point. So just win, baby. That's basically money line.
Yeah.
So and that's my favorite week. I really like it. I think it's going to cash for sure.
For more or less, as long as Kansas City doesn't lose by 10 or more, and if Washington wins, that's pretty much And Kansas City, I mean, they don't lose by more than a touchdown very often. And
when they lose,
we know Andy Reid is going to scheme up a lot of plays. And you know what? I think a lot of people say it's a revenge spot, but maybe Andy just wants to bury this team psychologically, because who knows? Like, they might be facing each other in 5 months, 6 months from now. So, I like that. My teaser, I threw in Arizona plus 8.5. And I threw Seattle in plus 8.5 when they were 2.5 point dogs.
Nice.
I don't expect Arizona to win straight up, but I like them to keep it within a touchdown. And
Monday night
Seattle, I just think that it's a little bit of a bad spot for Chargers. They're coming off an emotional victory against Denver. This is kind of a letdown spot for them. Arizona,
they need Harrison Jr. back. They need Harrison Jr. back to really ignite that offense.
He's probably not going to play, but Arizona, they can scheme some stuff up, and they got to get Connor going. If Connor gives me 80 to 90 yards and they get play action, they can put up points. They got weapons. It's just I don't see Chargers getting 30 points. You know what I mean? I think if Chargers win, it's like 24-17 type game. So give me the zone at plus 8.5 and give me Seahawks plus 8.5. And I will move on. I think it's 60 to win 50. So minus 120.
Yeah. And remember, Bet 365 is your best odds, your best teasers, your best just everything. They got little tiny games on there. Get you a little extra cash. You got only 13 in there. You want a couple extra bucks to bump it up to 15. You can always get. They're giving you free stuff all the time, every week.
I love them.
Best move I ever made.
They already have lines for next week up. Well, other books are too scared to put up lines. You know what I mean? I think maybe FanDuel and DraftKings
all the time.
Yeah, I know.
I'm putting my bets in like 2 weeks early. And the dogs are the best. And plus 10 on a lot of great dogs. I know I got burned on a couple of plus 10s last week, but I'm just going to continue to take them. I'm loving some plus 10 early action.
Hell yeah. Okay, so let's wrap it up here for week 7. Best bets, spread, and 2 underdog money line, and a little teaser time for everyone. So we're going to be back for our Thursday recap, our Sunday recap, our Monday recap, every recap. And please please subscribe. Thank everyone for watching, and we'll see you next time on SNS Pigskin Picks.
Peace.